Yo, what is going on, guys? Here, this is Buzzanna, and today I got for you a rating 101 for Clash of Clans. I'm going to be teaching you guys all how to raid effectively, good raids and bad raids, and I'll show you all, how not to raid and how to raid. So let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to be basically describing to you right now is all the troops and how they're supposed to be used. So I'm going to head on over to the barracks right now. I'm going to show you every single one of these troops, and I'm going to show you which ones you're going to want to use, which ones you're not going to want to use, and how you use all these to be effective. Now we're going to start off by doing the barbarians. And the barbarians are basically your mass meat shield. These are going to be the guys that you might have 40 or 50 of them, and they take a lot of hits. You're going to send these usually after your main meat shields. I call these the secondary meat shields because they take all the hits after your main meat shields go in. Usually going to be giants or golems or anything like that, and these guys are going to go in and basically, clear a pathway for your damage doers, and your damage doers are your third and final troops. So we're going to separate this off into three troops, three waves of troops. Your meat sticks, your meat shields, if I could find the words, your meat shields, your secondary meat shields, and your damage doers. So basically, your barbarians are going to be your secondary meat shields, and those secondary meat shields basically clear a pathway and do a little bit of damage, but also can take some damage. They're really cheap troop. I definitely recommend them in almost every army composition, as they are really effective at just getting into the bases and mass swarming while taking a lot of hits. So definitely recommend barbarians. They're one of my favorite troops. I use them in almost all my army compositions. Your next one is going to be your archers, and this is the second troop you unlock. Your archers are basically going to be your damage doers. So they're going to be the guys that come in last wave of troops, and they just go and destroy everything. All the defenses are really gone around the area you're placing them in, and they just go and get all the loot and get everything in its pathway. Definitely recommend these guys. These are my favorite. I love archers. They're my favorite. They're actually not guys, they're girls. They're the damage doers, and they're not going to take a lot of damage. So if you send these in first, a mortar's going to get to them and they're going to die, and you're going to be like, oh, that was a really bad raid, and you're going to cry. The next one are your goblins. Your goblins are going to be your damage doers as well. They're actually could be considered your fourth set of troops. I actually don't use these as much. I don't use these at all, as you can tell by their level. They're level 3s. I personally don't find a use for them because I'm usually trying to 2 or 3 star base. I'm not trying to get just go in, get the loot. And usually these guys, they're not that good in my opinion, just for the fact that when they when they do go in and get your loot, that you usually can already get that loot with your archers. So I just think archers are a little more effective. If you're going for loot only, I guess they're alright. I only recommend them usually like under 200 farming. I don't know how much to explain about them. Here's our first set of not damage doers, our meat shields. These are your primary meat shields. These are going to be the guys you send in first to take all the hit points, because they do have a whopping 670 hit points they can take. You're going to be deploying 12 of these guys. It's going to take at least like 10 or 20 seconds just to get rid of one giant, just for the fact that the highest thing there usually is going to be your cannons or your Teslas, and they do what, 40 50 damage per second. So it's going to take a little bit to get these guys out, and they're going to go for defenses because their favorite targets are defenses. So they're going to go right to the defenses. You're going to want to deploy these troops. They're real cheap and effective. They only take up 5 spots, so you can use quite a few of them. And I definitely recommend these guys. These are the ones I use in my army composition. I'll show you a quick army composition at the end of the one I personally use. Your wall breakers, I say they're a must when you start getting into higher trophy counts, just for the fact that they're going to break those pesky walls that you cannot get over. They do destroy. I'm actually currently upgrading these guys right now. I always recommend around 10 of these guys. They come in right after your giants or your meat shields, just so they can break the walls that your meat shields are trying to get into. And they're real strategic. They're actually probably the most strategic troop. You're going to want to place these guys in certain areas that will be an effective part to raid at. I'm not going to go into balloons just for the fact that they're a specialty troop. Wizards, we're going to go into these guys. These are your damage doers. These are your other ones. Your archers and your wizards are going to be your main damage doers, just for the fact that they come in last. They don't take that much hit points. They only take about 150, but they do a lot of damage. They do about 170 damage, and they're more of your high trophy count. If you're up in the the crystal leagues, you're going to want to use wizards to raid, because they're really effective. They cost a lot, but they can do a lot of damage, and they can get rid of bases like that. They're real easy to get rid of bases. They're just the improved archer, in my opinion. Your archers are going to be your cheaper version of your wizards, and that's basically about it. If you're going to want, I say around Crystal League and above, you're going to be wanting to use wizards. But if you don't really go to Crystal League and below, I definitely think archers are definitely effective down there. So barbarians and archers, they're more effective below the 2000 range. So if you're using wizards in 1100 trophies, I definitely don't recommend that, because usually when you're at 1100, you're farming and trophy pushing are way two different things. Farming, you're going to be wanting to be real cost efficient, so I definitely recommend barbarians and archers. Don't be using healers, dragons, pekkas to be farming. That's really, really stupid in my opinion. So just a little tip right there. Healers, they heal. That's about it. When you face, these guys are really kind of better at facing, or they're better against about Town Hall 7s and below, because Town Hall 7s, I think they have two air defenses, and you can get rid of that pretty fast. But once you get to Town Hall 8, they have 3, and that becomes real kind of pesky. They tend to shoot down healers pretty effectively. We're going to go on to now our dragons, and our dragons they can be really good troops. They're specialty troops. If you can get rid of the air defenses, if you can get rid of one of the 3 air defenses, or 2 of the 3 air defenses, you basically got a 3-star. They're real conditional, and there's not much to say. They're more of a specialty troop. Pekkas, they're kind of a meat shield, and they don't go for defenses, so I definitely don't recommend Pekkas that much. They do a lot of damage. I said it again. They do a 240 damage, which is a lot. They have a ton of hit points, which is 2800. They cost a lot, and they take up 25 spots. So overall, they're pretty good. The only downside to this troop is that it doesn't have a favorite target in defenses. It doesn't go for defenses only. It goes for any defense in general. So we're gonna go on and go over to the dark troops, and our dark troops are going to be our minions, and our minions are basically our damage doers, or another one of the damage doer troops. And they come in, they clear house after everything's basically done. They're really bad. They're actually kind of effective against they're kind of effective against air defenses, just because you can mass swarm them, and then air defense can't go for splash. So it should be able to get rid of those air defenses. So if you're running an air defense, air specialty raid, definitely use minions, because they'll take out those air defenses, and those air defenses will be less focused on maybe your dragons or your balloons. Hog Riders are a specialty troop. I'm not going to go into them. So are Valkyries. Golems, they can be used in pretty much everything, and they're the ultimate meat shield. They have 4,500 hit points. They go for defenses in particular, and then once they die, they split into 2 golems called Golemites, and they each have 900 hit points. So these guys are really effective at taking hits. You're going to want to send these guys in first, and they'll definitely take the hits, and they'll be really good. I personally recommend them if you're above maybe 25 to 3,000 trophies. This is going to be your go-to troop. These are basically the better giants. The better giants are the golems. The better archers are your wizards. The better barbarians, I don't know. What are the better barbarians? I don't think they have any yet, in my personal opinion. They have the better archers, the better golems, maybe something else, I'm not sure. Your witches, they're really good. They spam a lot of troops. Many of you guys probably don't have this if you're looking how to raid. The witches, they summon a lot of units, and they're your damage doers, and they can be your damage doers, but they can also be your barbarians almost, because they swarm in a lot of troops. These little guys actually, They pack a punch. They have hit points of 45, and they do 25 damage per second. So that's basically your armies right there, what you can all do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over now spells. Spells are how you can effectively use spells. These are your, we're going to start off with our lightning spells. Our lightning spells basically just take out something. They do 360 total damage to a particular defense. I personally use nothing but heal spells because I heal my troops a lot. The next thing is our rage spells. Our rage spells will cause our troops to go 22% faster, 140% more damage, and they just go hard in that. It's good. Jump spell, pretty self-explanatory, goes over walls. And freeze spell, that freezes certain defenses. That's more for your higher level trophy rating. So is this your rage spell. It's more for more higher level trophy. You're basically the ones you're going to want to focus on are your lightning and your heal spells. So your lightning spell will take out, maybe if you're running a air primary kind of defense, or air primary kind of run into an air primary army composition, and then you run into an air primary town hall. I know I just screwed that whole phrase up, I'm sorry, but you can use those to take them out. I use heal spells to heal my giants so they can take more hits. That's pretty much it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you my attack logs. I'm going to show you one really good raid, and I'm going to show you a really bad raid. This is my really bad raid, and this is my really good raid. So I'm basically explaining what you're going to want to do. So here we go. Here's the base right here. It's Town Hall 7. Really poor walls, but alright defenses. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to deploy in your meat shields first, and my meat shields are going to be my giants. Then you're going to deploy your wall breakers, and your wall breakers are going to make a way so your meat shields can get in the base and take all the hits from the splash damage. You're going to want to place your meat shields close to their splash damage. As you can see, he has 4 of his splash damage defenses right here. And with the help of wall breakers and how strategic they are, I was able to get my giants in real effectively, and I placed that heal spell real wrong. When you're going to want to place your heal spell is basically when you see a lot of cannons, because cannons do individual fire rate and they can take out your giants pretty easily. These splash damage defenses don't really affect your giants that hard, but they affect your these cannons do. So once you made a way, as you can see, I made a clear path from right here to all the way to right to the heart of the base. I sent in my barbarians to take any last hits of these surrounding these archer towers and these cannons, and then at the end I sent in my archers so they can basically do all the damage. These are your damage doers. They're going to do all the damage there is, and it's real effective. I sent some over here. Once you get basically all your splash damage, you're going to want to surround the base with your damage doers and your barbarians and your secondary meat shields. You can send in your barbarian king as well. He'll go ahead and go in. I'm not going to really go into in depth on barbarian kings because, you know, they're something you get once you actually get pretty good at the game. So this is basically for all you guys that aren't as good and maybe not having that effective of raids. So as you can see, I'm pretty much done. I got the last defenses out, and most of my archers are still in there. That's what you're going to want. You're going to want most of your archers still alive. That's your goal. Pretty much all your giants are dead. That means they did their job. Your archers did their job, and maybe a few barbarians left. That means they did their job. So that's basically it. That's how to raid effectively. Send in your meat shields first, send in your wall breakers, go for those splash damage defenses, then send in your barbarians to make a way for your damage doers, which are your archers. We're going to go ahead and go into an ineffective raid where I do really bad, and this is a raid right here. I actually just did this. I actually recorded this and had to cancel it because it was that bad. Now this is a really actually pretty juicy base. That's 202k, and I probably should have attacked it a little bit more effectively. I first draw out these clan castle troops. Always deploy 1 or 2 troops near their clan castle to see if they have anything. I'm gonna speed this up right here. I got rid of I went ahead and deployed all my troops over here so they can attack these clan castle troops without getting hit themselves. We'll ×4 it. But here's my error right here. What I did was I started off real well. I started off, you know, getting into defense, getting right here. what I needed to do was I needed to find an effect. I needed to actually place more wall breakers down so they could get into this wall right here, and that would have led them into the final splash damage troop, and they could have easily and effectively gotten that one and that one right there, and I would have easily got it in there. I sent in my archers, but it was already too late. It was already in the radius of this mortar, and it was able to take them out pretty fast. The rest of my giants got done with. I tried doing any help I could get. I wasted all 3 of my heal spells, and it just turned out bad. So that's a bad raid. You're gonna have those guys. I'm not gonna be perfect, even though I've been doing pretty well. I did get one. I was able to manage to pull out a 1-star, but that's pretty much it. As you can see, this raid strategy is pretty effective. I'm getting 100. 200k raids. Here's a 300k raid. Here's a 200k. Here's a 150. So I'm getting really good raids. And that's basically how to raid in Clash of Clans. How to be a really good raider. Hopefully you guys got a few tips. You learned how to raid. This is Raiding 101. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. And please give this video a like. If you want to come down and subscribe, I post 3 videos of Clash of Clans every week, and they're all informative, how to help you guys out, how to get you better. Like this video up, comments on any kind of raid strategy you personally use, the army compositions you use, and be sure to comment back and try my hardest to at least. Liking the video will get this video out to more people. Share it. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and later.